Title: Artifice and Aesthetics, a dialogue on AI and art. Ling Ling.
I just saw an AI-generated painting win a digital art competition. Everyone's calling it brilliant. But can something made by a machine truly be art?
Alex, smiling.
Why not? If the result moves us, provokes thought, or sparks emotion, how is that any different from human-made art?
Professor Alethea.
But we must ask, what do we mean by art? This question, my friends, is as old as Plato's Republic. He argued that art is imitation, mere representation, thrice removed from the truth. Ling Ling, nodding.
Exactly. Plato would say AI art is even further removed. A machine mimics human creativity, which itself imitates ideal forms. We're dealing with a copy of a copy.
Alex.
But isn't that true for photography, or even classical painting? Weren't those new technologies once dismissed too?
Professor Alethea.
Indeed. But here enters Arthur Danto, who asked a different question. What makes something art isn't the object itself, but its place in the art world, a cultural and philosophical context that assigns it meaning.
Ling Ling.
And yet, Susan Sontag warns us in Against Interpretation that we've become obsessed with meaning. She urges us to recover our senses and engage with the sensuous surface of art, its form, style, texture, not just the concept behind it.
Alex, leaning forward.
That's precisely why AI art is valid. If I feel something, if I marvel at the form or style, then who cares who or what made it? Isn't that in the spirit of Sontag?
Ling Ling.
But Sontag is talking about resisting the urge to overinterpret, not abandoning intention altogether. AI doesn't intend. It calculates. It doesn't suffer or wonder or love.
Professor Alethea.
Yet Kant, in his critique of judgment, emphasized the disinterested pleasure we take in beauty, appreciating it without desire or utility. Could an AI-produced image not evoke that same kind of aesthetic judgment?
Alex.
Exactly. If Kant is right, then the experience of beauty doesn't depend on the artist's soul, but on our own perception.
Ling Ling.
But don't we lose something essential if we erase the artist? Art is a communication, an embodied gesture of meaning from one conscious being to another. Can you call it a gesture if there is no one gesturing?
Professor Alethea.
Perhaps the key lies not in choosing sides, but in expanding our definition. Danto showed us that something becomes art not only because of what it looks like, but because it is embedded in a story, an idea, a history. AI, programmed by humans, trained on human works, is not devoid of that narrative.
Alex.
So maybe it's not that AI creates art independently, but that it extends human creativity. Like a new brush or a new lens.
Ling Ling. Sighs. Then smiles.
I can accept that. So long as we don't forget the human. As Sontag reminds us, interpretation can deaden our response. If we obsess over whether it's really art, we might miss the visceral, the beautiful, the raw.
Professor Alethea, raising cup.
To art, human, artificial, or somewhere in between. Let us not forget to feel.
All to art. The camera pans to the painting on the table, half human-made, half AI-generated, merging seamlessly into one image.